Hey, hold on. Hold. Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. Put in reverse. Oh, Lord, jeez. What you doing, Terry?
Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. We got Terry and Rob here. Boomer up.
Sooner Terry.
Horns down, Rob.
Horns down indeed.
We are coming at you from the beautiful Three Things Up Podcast Palace in Norman. I am a little bit at a time getting it in beautiful Norman, Oklahoma.
Where we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. And we have a guest on tonight. He decided to come back to the fold.
And it's always good to have him on.
Yes, it are. We got Caleb on here. Horns down, Caleb.
Horns down, Dad.
So let's just get to it. Oh, y'all know about the shirts and Fever Tree and stuff. We want to talk football. So
the beatdown of the Longhorns.
The Longhorns. Oklahoma dominates.
In the most spectacular game maybe ever in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, 55-48 over the hapless Texas Longhorns. The fighting McConaughey's.
All right.
So, do you think he gets tired of being the butt of all the Texas jokes?
I don't know, because I think he just likes the attention, honestly.
No. Well, when he's
I love the pictures. The ones that are him laughing, and then in October, the ones of him crying.
Yeah, those little memes are good. But, he put out the tweet and misspelled brakes, all gas, no brakes, and he spelled it B-R-E-A-K-S.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
I don't get that either, because that's also that's Chicago's thing. All gas, no brakes. That's like Chicago's, that's what they say in Chicago.
The band or
the city, that's the city's there's that's their mode. That's what they call it.
Highest crime rate in the city or in the nation. Okay.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
So it was we just also got back from the huddle and the coaches show, and I got to agree with Toby and Gabe what they said. Where do you start talking about this game? There was so much happened.
We guess it negative first, since that happened first, I guess.
Yeah. We should talk about the fans first. Because I have never seen any more dejected fans than I've seen in the Cotton Bowl.
Texas?
Oh, my gosh.
Were they – because they went from, oh, my God, we're going to kill them to –
Yeah, they had their little lunch taken from them, and they were not happy about it.
I think I know that feeling, because I'm pretty sure that was us in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how I felt the first half. We're going to destroy this team. I knew we were better than them the whole time. To walking out, stay with my head down, how do we lose that game?
No.
It felt good to be on the other side of that. It felt very good to be on the other side of that, because that game was unbelievable.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, after the first quarter, we took them to the woodshed.
Yeah.
They knew it. Even the ones in our section, they knew it was coming. They were like, oh, God, here we go.
So Rob got to make the trip to the Cotton Bowl. How was your trip to the Cotton Bowl?
It was pleasant. I rode the bike down. That was good until I got into Dallas. I got to be honest with you. Dallas traffic is no joke.
That may be the dumbest thing you ever did was ride a motorcycle into Dallas.
All right. Of course, I had both my OU flags hanging out, so I got a lot of honks and whatnot.
That had to be terrible.
They kept pointing number one at you.
I didn't look over. Unless it was a Sooners fan, which a lot of Sooners fans came around me. With the horns down and stuff.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah, that was
so you
cool.
that's seriously though that's nuts to drive a motorcycle into Dallas traffic.
Yeah, it is.
You going to do it again?
No. In fact, Terry, I loved being there, and I can say, hey, I was there because that may have been the best
game,
right? But I'm reminded every time I go that I don't like crowds, and I'll go one step further. I don't like people. And there's a whole bunch of them there. Oh, so the most annoying fan was the one right next to me.
Scotty?
Right? No, not that one. The other side of me. Okay. Coach Riley, you got to do this, Coach. And I'm just like, oh, my God, shut up.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we're going to throw it deep here. And I'm like, there's two high safeties, idiot. They're not throwing deep on two high safeties. We're going to take what the defense gives us. Oh, that's cover 2. I just want to go, oh, my God.
So you got set next to that guy.
And he wouldn't shut up. Would not.
If you're
shut
listening
up.
to the podcast, that guy, we appreciate you listening. Rob loves you.
I hate you. Just FYI.
Well, I'll tell you, since you started your game experience, we watched it. This weekend is past weekend, or the second weekend of October is normally Caleb's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So we celebrated.
Happy birthday to you.
So
yeah.
we celebrated number 29.
29.
Ugh. Better
And-
stop there.
But me and Caleb had the same idea, okay, because we talked about it. But
Hookers and cocaine?
well, that's always
Oh, okay.
an option.
It depends whether it's happy or sad. That's the only thing
Yeah,
to do right
but
there.
but I had it planned out. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have 5 or 6 beers during this game. I'm going to sit back and relax and enjoy it. We had our pregame shot. And 2 minutes into the game, I had a beer in each hand.
I went from Big Wave to High Noons to a mixed drink.
What's a big wave?
It's a type of beer.
It's
Oh,
water that comes in real high.
So I
That's a green wave from
went to the
Tulane,
first
right?
3. I went to 3 different types of drinks because everything I was drinking went wrong pretty much. So I found something that was somewhat working.
So it was the beer Caleb was drinking
Yeah.
while we turned it around.
And then it was Rob's fault for a little bit. Told Dad, texted Rob saying, "Tell Rob he's not allowed to come over anymore."
That's right. We got to talk about that because I definitely thought we were going to lose that game.
Yeah. And I did send Rob a text 2 minutes into the game that I hated him because
I hated me, and I hated everybody, including all the players on the field.
Rob predicted we were going to get it handed to us, and I'm like, oh my God, Rob was right. But the rally patio went into effect very early on in the game. I went in, and all males were required to come to the rally patio.
Well, the best thing happened is that my brother, him and his wife have an agreement that he gets college and she gets NFL. She's a Longhorns fan, and the first play of the game, she was wearing a sweatshirt and she just rips it off,
And she's got her text.
and she has a text shirt on. And she's like, I was waiting for him to score, and here it is. And David was cooking. He turned around, and the look on his face was priceless because they have an agreement that none of this happens. And like his look was like, "What are you doing?" Like he was so mad at her.
Did you have to wash and scrub everything that she touched?
Well, she come running out and hugged me, and I had to apologize to my, daughter-in-law because I grabbed her boobs because she came like, and that orange, and I went, ugh, in both hands. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I hit your boobs. But you're not hugging me with that on.
Right.
But yeah, she wore it, but we're pretty sure that's why.
We gave her a shot before the game because
Yeah.
she was hiding it, and then so she took all the mojo right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
All right.
But that was another thing. It was great having David, home for the game. He's been at our house for every game. It's been great having him and his family.
Well, I got to say, Terry, in that first quarter, I felt like
The puppy with 2 Peters that had one of his Peters plucked out.
No, the dude from what's that? Will Smith with the aliens. What's that movie? Independence Day. You remember with the Randy Quaid?
Yeah.
I told you. I've been telling you for 10 damn years. I told you. And I was like, oh God, I do not want to be right this time. And then all of a sudden it was 28-7. I was like, damn, I hate being right.
It was 28-7 at the end of the first quarter.
I know.
That's crazy.
28-7 at the end of the
I
first
wanted to
quarter.
vomit.
And I am sitting out there on the patio just like, oh.
This got to be the worst first quarter we've ever played in the history of Oklahoma football.
And nothing went right.
Oh no.
We couldn't tackle, we couldn't block, we couldn't throw the ball.
I'm
we
gonna tell
punt the
you,
ball.
Spencer's first quarter was horrendous.
It was
I
bad.
think he only had like 15 yards or something like that the first quarter. Like
Yeah.
Texas
I mean, I
had
watched
200
it
yards
back.
and we had 15.
Yeah, I watched it back on.
I watched
it's
it
like, oh my
today.
God, that pass was behind him. That pass was on the ground. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. And we're going to talk about the Spencer Caleb deal because what else are we going to talk about?
It is kind of the elephant in the room. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
But what's weird, and I can say this honestly, okay, I never felt like. I mean, I thought, man, we're going to get blown out, but I never had that dejected feeling. You know what I mean?
No, because I had that.
I still thought we had a chance because I remember like looking up and I was like, it's 21-7 and it's only like 5 minutes in the game. It's like there's still a lot of time left. Like, this game's going on forever, but like
Yeah,
it
and
went so fast.
that first quarter lasted what, 12 hours?
Yeah,
Felt
something like
it.
that.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But I mean,
It looked bad.
it never seemed out of, I guess it never seemed out of reach. You know, like the Alabama Sugar Bowl the Orange Bowl a couple years ago. 21 to
LSU game.
nothing. It was out of reach. I felt like we are not good. They are that much better than us. We can't make that up. Not that we weren't a good team and couldn't. Just they are that much better than us. We can't make that up. Texas, I was like, they're not that much better. We just got to make plays.
Well, I got to be honest with you. In that first quarter, Terry, I was the typical disgruntled fan.
Did you
And
boo?
I looked over at Scotty and I said, if it keeps going like this, I am not going to want to stick around for the second half. And I probably wouldn't have because when I get mad, I just don't want to talk to
Oh,
nobody.
yeah.
You know, I just clam up. But then when Caleb came in,
Who?
I was
Who?
Caleb.
Caleb?
All you do is
Williams?
When he came in, I was not leaving. Right? I wasn't leaving.
Now, when he
I don't care
came
what
in,
the final score was. I wasn't going to leave.
When he came in and, the first play of the second quarter, or when he came in with about 4 minutes left in the second quarter?
No. The first time he came in, and then, of course, that was first play from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
Was a
66-yarder. Yeah.
I was like, okay. Even if Spencer comes back in, guess what? We haven't seen the last of Caleb today.
Yeah.
So I was not going to leave, no matter what the score. Honestly, I didn't think they could keep that up because I felt like those were a couple of lucky plays that they got,
Yeah.
and that we could chip away. I really didn't feel like we were going to come back and win it because the offense hadn't been producing.
Yeah.
But then when Caleb came in, I was like, okay, I got to see if we
Okay.
can do this.
Here, both of y'all's opinions. I mean, I've heard it talked about on the radio this week, but we talked about it. All the guys did, me and David, Caleb, we all talked about it. And even Teresa, was when he came in, did something happen to that team that, I mean, both sides of the ball. I haven't heard somebody say today, well, he really didn't affect the defense, but it was like, but did he? Because the whole attitude of the offense seemed to change when he was out there. Did I misinterpret that? Did I missee that?
I mean, I thought they were blocking harder, honestly. But I don't know. I don't know what it was, but the whole team there's like a juice they got. Like there was just something happened as soon as he got out there. There's an energy that we haven't seen all year that we normally see in the OU offense. Like that's the first time I've seen this offense look like an OU offense this year.
Yep.
When he came out there.
Yeah.
This is what we've been asking for. That's why everyone's like, why is OU fans so mad? Like this is why we're mad, because this is what we're used to, and this is what we should be doing with all the talent we have. Because we have, I think, one of the best receiving corps in the country, one of the best running backs in the country. It made no sense why we weren't killing teams.
And last week we talked about the offense needs to go 300 passing and 300 rushing.
Yep.
Well,
What
we
they
did
do?
that.
They did that. Yeah.
We did that.
323 passing, 339 rushing.
So
And who had the
crazy.
better running back, OU or Texas? They had 128 yards rushing.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, Bijan Robinson is
Guy
really
is-
good.
yeah, he's really good.
He's
good.
really good.
Yeah, he is good, but I don't know. To me, it just seemed like it was a different attitude for the team out there. And I'm sorry, people want to say he doesn't affect the offense or the defense, blah, blah, blah. I think people like Baker Mayfield, people like Jalen Hurts, people
Caleb
like
Williams.
Kyler Murray and Caleb Williams affect their team with their attitude and leadership.
Well, something changed, right?
Something changed.
Something changed because they all of a sudden started shutting things down.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We got hit with a couple pass plays, but we were going to make him beat us with his arm, and we
Yeah.
knew that.
Right.
I mean, we knew that. We were going to try and shut Bijan Robinson down and make Thompson beat us with his arm. So, yeah, you're going to give up some plays in that regard because I will take that all day long if we can shut Bijan down.
Right.
And in the second half of that football game, how many rushing yards did he have? Like 30?
Yeah.
So, job well done.
Yeah. I mean, here's Spencer was in there almost the entire first half. Okay, what 4 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere in there between 4 and 6
5 and
minutes.
6. I think
Yeah,
6 minute
something
mark.
like
I
that.
think.
Yeah.
We had like 100 or 200 yards of offense at that point in time.
Did we have that much?
I don't think we had that much.
Yeah,
We
it's
had
like
100 something.
150, something like that. With Caleb in there,
That's also 68 yards were Caleb's
Well,
at
yeah,
one
but
play. So
you-
yes, I mean,
but my point is that offense put up with him in there 3 times as many yards as what it did with Spencer in there.
And,
saw-
and
I saw a stat where at the coach show that was on ESPN. They each had 9 drives. Spencer had 2 scoring drives, 1 scoring drive, 2 turnovers, like 150 yards. Caleb Williams had 7 scoring drives, 0 turnovers, and like 500 yards or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I saw that stat. When
was like-
it popped up on the screen.
Same amount of like time. Like something's different right there, obviously. But
so I was going to bring up 2 plays, right? The one where Spencer Rattler ran into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you rewatch it, he's rolling out there, and there's a point where he decides he's going to run, and the linebackers know it, and they come.
Yeah.
He's still behind the line of scrimmage, and the receiver is
Receiver
right
is
behind
open.
him,
Yeah.
wide open. I mean, it's so easy that
Yeah.
I could throw it over there probably. The other one was the one where Caleb Williams was rolling out, and he chunks it 60 yards
Yeah.
on the run right to a wide receiver.
Off his back foot.
off his back
and that's what I was just. I mean, to me, that was the most glaring thing.
Yeah.
That Spencer couldn't make that pass, but Caleb Williams on the run chunks at 60.
60
Yeah.
And
yards.
it is on a laser.
to the pylon, pretty much. Well, only he could catch it.
Well,
And, like,
only he could catch it.
which
Yeah.
I was watching earlier. Like, it's still crazy to me because he had, I think, the running back, 0.
Great.
Gray.
He had Gray wide open in the flat, like 10 yards for the first down, pretty much. But he went for that one. He was so confident in his arm, he threw it to Mims right there, and what a throw it was, and probably the catch of the year right there too.
Well, and Mims is such a wide. You gotta throw him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
He has
yeah,
those
he
two
might be
touchdowns.
covered up sometimes, but he's gonna go get it
Well,
like he did that one.
And what I forget about, and like I've said before, I'm not a big rewatch the game guy, but I rewatched the game. Actually, Caleb started watching it today, and so I turned it on and started rewatching it. I forget about some of the breakdowns. We don't like commentators, but Herb Street was he kind of broke it down. Was breaking down Spencer. He's like, look, he's got Mims open over here, and he makes the harder throw over the top.
Almost gets picked.
Gets picked.
Yep.
And Stogner is turning to the right. This wasn't the pick, but I mean, he was turning to the right, and he threw it. He's like, he's looking at him. Why didn't he throw it? That was his first read.
He
his
blamed that
first
on
read.
Stogner too, right?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
No, he
but-
did.
No, but it's Herb Street was breaking. He's trying to make too many things happen. Lincoln said that about Baker when he told Baker, quit trying to win the game with one play. You're not going to do that. Manage the game. I think that's, and Caleb and I were talking about it earlier today. They in his press conference, he said, the 2 turnovers were the key. He turned the ball over twice. You can't turn the ball over in this game, blah, 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 blah. There's more to it than that. Lincoln is seeing the game and is a savant of the game, remembers everything about every game.
Oh my gosh.
And I believe he's sitting there, he's making the wrong decisions, and Lincoln is seeing it constant.
Well, if we can see it,
Do you believe that, Caleb, Rob? Do y'all agree with that? That
well, I think
it was more than just a 2 turn. He was watching the game going, he's not making good decisions.
Yeah, there's more of a picture here that I think needs to be pointed out. When Kennedy took off on that long one and he was stripped, of course, turns out he was down.
Yeah.
He was dejected. Did you see him?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, he was, his lip was dragging on the ground. Who was the first one over there to pick him up?
Yeah.
I thought Caleb's
It
up
was
there.
Caleb.
It was Caleb Williams. That is the kind of leadership that you want
Yeah.
from your quarterback.
Yeah.
And Caleb just has it.
And speaking of that, when Caleb made his big run, I don't think did Spencer ever come up to him and say like, "Good job on that run"? Because they showed it, and he walks the sideline. Everyone on that sideline,
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably did at some point, but it wasn't a quarterback that came in there. He was kind of walking like shocked on his face after he scored. But like you would think that as a leader of a team, when a big play like that happens to turn the game around,
regardless of who it is, whether it's
yeah,
the
you should go over
backup.
and be like high five him. I'm sure he probably did later on, but we didn't see it. If he did do it, he did make sure he did it when the cameras weren't showing, because
I don't know, but that's a bad deal if all that stuff is true, and I don't want to believe it, but
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff, came out that he wasn't on the field after the game. There is video of him on the field after the game. I've heard from more than one reliable source that they had him. When I say they, I'm going to say Lincoln. They had him taken off the field to protect him.
I don't think the fans were giving him any.
But also the from the media.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Hey, you don't need you talking to the media. You don't, you're going to get hit with all these deals. Did you see Caleb's fingernails?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that don't bother me at all. Whatever.
I thought that's kind of like Boz in the.
I'm surprised Texas didn't check him flag for that. Honestly,
Yeah, really, I am too.
But
Now that you say that, though, Terry, that does make sense because some reporter would have stuck a microphone in his face and said, "How you feel about
yeah, getting pulled and
your job, losing your
It
job?"
was-
that's not cool.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking at, they always on ESPN they always have they have the passing leaders and rushing leaders. They have the little picture. They don't have a picture of Caleb Williams. They have a little red 13 jersey.
No,
Yeah.
what's so crazy to me, that's his first really meaningful snaps he's had in 2 years.
I'll
OU
bet they do now.
That's just it's so mind blowing. They have that kind of poise and that kind of I got this. We haven't played a meaningful game in 2 years. You're down 21 points and he comes out there and just turns the game on its head. That's just there's something special about that.
And Rob, you were
When you
there.
do
We
that.
could tell it on TV. South Jersey, Bill was there, and he was talking about he'd never been to anywhere that loud.
oh my gosh.
Any game that loud.
So let me just say this about the crowd, okay? Because the first quarter we were non-existent.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't anything to cheer about, and everybody was probably just like me sitting there sulking.
Yeah.
And I really was sitting there just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening. And then
How loud was the Texas side in that first half? Were they crazy?
they weren't just crazy, but they were doing their little Texas,
The OU
Texas
sucks
fight,
chant and-
Yeah.
stuff.
My first thing
I've
is
been working on the
worst thing is
railroad.
the fight song when they chant "OU sucks" at the end. They don't sing the fight song at all, but they sing that last part.
I'm gonna tell you what, that last part, it was loud.
Yeah, that part's always so loud because they don't know the fight song, but they know that OU sucks part. They know that part every time.
Well, they can't spell it, but they can say it. But yeah, they were louder than we were I guarantee you, they were louder than the OU fans in the first half. Now, when we did something good, people wanted to be, and then we kind of, got loud, like when, Caleb Williams broke that long one. Man, it was deafening. And then when, Texas won the toss and they wanted first shot at us, right? Well, so that means we got to pick field position. And so what a great choice to pick our side, because Texas never got out of our side.
Yeah.
We were so loud. I'm telling you, the seats were – I've never been to a place that was louder than that was in the second half of that game.
Yeah.
Teddy called it a fox trap because I guess there's a fox out there earlier. On in
There
the
was
field.
a fox out
He-
there.
He called it a fox trap because
What was
they
her
couldn't
name,
get out
Rob?
of that side of the stadium.
Well, she wouldn't give me her name, and I'm pretty sure the number she gave me was wrong. Oh, not that one. My bad. My bad.
Can you talk about all the side stuff that you told me about earlier?
Yeah, I can definitely say that. So, a lot of people thought it was going to be hot, so they wore apparel that didn't cover all the side,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of side boob.
Side boob.
A lot of side boob. I was like, oh Lord, Lord help me.
Side boob.
I saw a lot of video. I don't know if you heard this at all, but I guess there was a big group of Texas fans walk around for the game chanting, "We want Caleb."
They were
Out
doing
there.
it.
It was at the game day set.
They're
That
doing
they
that?
said.
Oh man,
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
I wish I would have them after the game. Hey, you still want Caleb out there?
I couldn't get anywhere close to it. I
Oh,
could
really?
not get. I was with Mark. Senior Mark.
Yeah.
Now they rushed him. He went right through the crowd and he was right up front. There wasn't no getting through Big Rob. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how this is going. But yeah, he was right up there, and yeah, he said they were chanting, "We want Caleb." You know how
Yeah.
Mockingly,
they were mocking us.
Yeah.
They were mocking us.
And you got Caleb.
You got him.
You got him.
Now, do you still want him? Because I don't think you do.
Well, here's the $1 million question. Okay, I said it at the beginning of the year. We've talked about it before. I said, if the same thing happens this year that happened to Spencer last year, and he gets pulled in the Texas game or any game because he's not doing well, he'll never see the field again. Meaningfully. Is Caleb Williams the quarterback, and Spencer Rattler is a thing of the past.
2-point conversions. Spencer Rattler come out there. He's 1 for 1 on those. So I think 2-point conversions can be our quarterback, possibly. But I think that's it. It's like only situations. I think he might come out there, but I think it's pretty much going to be Caleb's. Unless something happens, that's going to be Caleb's job.
Rob?
Well, I think no. I mean, it's up to Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer can either give it up and just say, I'm done with this, or he can fight.
Yeah.
He is a good quarterback. I mean, I know people right now are so down on him, but I'm telling you, Spencer Rattler has got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
A lot of talent. And here's what we cannot afford. We cannot afford him to give up and go somewhere else. We can't afford him to get in the transfer portal. We need him.
Well, it's not, like Lincoln said on his press conference day, people ask him that. He's like, I can't control it, but he goes, when people are talking, we've had players, going in the transfer portal this time of the year does you no good. You can't go play football anywhere. You got to go work out by yourself.
It's also bad luck.
You can't practice football. At least here you can hone your skills. And then at the end of the year, if you still want to, you never know what's going to happen. You're always one play away from being the starter if you're the backup.
If he pulled Spencer because, he's not going to say that is because Spencer was playing bad, but let's just say for giggles that he replaced Spencer with Caleb because Spencer was playing bad. That could happen to Caleb too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if he did it to Spencer, he'll do it to Caleb.
Yeah.
So you're only a couple of interceptions away from being replaced.
Is this, this is a Jalen Hurts to a Tagovailoa situation.
Yeah.
Where you got a great quarterback in Hurts and did not perform in the national championship game and got pulled.
Well, Tagovailoa was just better.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
and
better.
I think that's the situation now is Caleb Williams is just better.
He's just better.
And that's not a knock against Spencer Rattler.
Now, I will say this, Terry. Caleb, did I just cut you off? No. I will say this. Caleb Williams may be just better for what our offense can offer him right now.
Yeah.
Because we can't offer him 5 full seconds in the pocket. Line's just not good enough.
Well, I can't remember who I was listening to today. I think it may have been Plank, or maybe it was yesterday, but they made a good point. A safety blitz doesn't scare him because it doesn't affect him.
Right.
He can step out of it, and he did several times in the OU Texas game.
See, if we had the Joe Moore Award-winning offensive line, Spencer may still be our best option at quarterback because that's the quarterback he is.
Yeah.
Our line is not allowing him to be that quarterback. Would you agree with that or no?
I still think Caleb is just a better quarterback. I mean, I think personally, the more I've thought about it the last few days, this was inevitable. Unless Spencer came out and played like the expectations that were there, the Heisman front runner. He's going to be in New York. He's going to throw for 1 million yards and everything else. We've watched this offense under Spencer Rattler struggle. And let's face it, dribble around like a slow leaking water, something, and that's what we've all been upset about. We've all been, where is this offense at? In walks a better quarterback. I think, and I'm not knocking Spencer, okay? I think Caleb is more athletic. He's better all around than him. He's
certainly faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just sit here and look at what the team did in 2 quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, 13 points in the second quarter, 10 points in the third quarter, 25 in the fourth quarter. When is the last time we scored 25 points in the fourth quarter?
Well, we haven't done it this year.
Yeah.
We barely scored 25 points a game.
Right.
And I think also, too, the biggest thing for me is just what we're missing a lot this year was explosive plays, which we got none of. And that's the biggest thing Caleb brings is his arm is like a rocket. And he's not Spencer's plays scared to me. It feels like I think he's scared to mess up because he messed up so much last year that he's just timid. So he won't give his receivers a chance. We got some of the best receivers in the country. They're 5 stars for a reason. And Caleb just goes out there and says, "My guy's better than your guy." Throws it up to him, and our guys make plays. Spencer doesn't do that. He's too scared to do that.
Yeah.
That's why Mims had 0 touchdowns going into OU Texas, which is crazy. And when Caleb gets out there, he gets 2. And both of them were both broken plays. He just trusted that his guys make a play.
And the one, again, Herb Street broke it down. The one deep throw, it wasn't a touchdown, but to Mims, he threw it, and he goes, "That's a quarterback trusting his receiver."
Right.
He goes, Mims was nothing but an outfielder. That he threw it up and said, "My man, go get it."
Oklahoma State lives on that play. You get one-on-one out there, you got to go after.
I'd
Yeah.
say if you want to be in the NFL, that's what you got to do because no one's open in the NFL. You got to throw a ball up to your athletes, and you say, "My guy's better than your guy," and go get it, make a play. Now that's how. If you want to succeed past this level, you got to do that a lot, and that's what you got to do.
I mean, we got a 6'7" tight end that we will not throw the ball to. Come on. Right?
We have one of the best receivers in the country who have a touchdown before yesterday, which
Yeah.
still was before Saturday, which is still crazy to me.
It's it's inexplicable.
Can we talk about how amazing defense was the second half?
Their defense was nuts in the second half.
We brought some blitzes, didn't we?
All I know is I think we found linebackers finally. I think we found what's the freshman that's
Stuntsman?
yeah, him.
Yeah, he's from like Weatherford or somewhere like that, isn't
And
he?
that guy is a monster. I've been listening to a lot of people during camp. They said they compare him a lot to Teddy Lehman. And I guess you can kind of see why people compare him a lot to Teddy. That guy is a freak. And then Asamoah, I thought he played really good too. He was one of the few players that even whenever they broke up big plays, he was still sprinting down the field nonstop. I think we found linebackers finally, and then hopefully we can get our secondary healthy. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, because we got Woody Washington out.
Turner Yell got hurt first play.
Yep. How about our 8th-year senior?
Again, another Caleb.
Another Caleb.
Caleb.
That was nuts. That strip.
Oh,
I mean,
my
he just came
gosh.
in and just
Snatched it.
yeah,
And made him like it.
Yeah, bigger man. It was like he prison raped him just right there on TV.
I knew
Just-
that. We were not going to get through a podcast without a little
mean,
prison rape going
That's
on.
mine. Boom.
I mean, Texas tried to do it. This is how you really do it, all right? And Caleb showed them how to strip a ball because they tried and failed, and we showed them how it's done.
Well, luckily Kennedy got down, a knee down, or that could have changed the
Well,
whole ball game.
Gabe. I don't know if you heard Gabe. I don't think you were there yet. He goes, he got that knee down. He goes, they practiced that. That when somebody gets basically somebody gets an arm in there on it,
Got to get that knee
get
down.
that knee down. And whether he thought he did or not, it was obvious he didn't think he did.
Yeah, he didn't think so.
But when I never watched it like that. He does. When they get that ball, you can see he tries to get that leg down. So
Thank God he did, Terry. It could have been a whole different ball game. Am I right?
yeah. Well, let's see here. Brian Asamoah had 6 solo tackles.
Yeah.
Nick Benito had 3, 5 total.
He was a man to see. They could not block that guy.
Yeah,
They
three
couldn't
quarter-
block
They
him, no.
could not block him at all.
3 quarterback hurries. Danny Stutzman had 4, 3 tackles, 1 solo.
I think he had sack too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a sack towards the end, but they don't have it on here.
I watched that play. Like he hit Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, I think, is still feeling that this morning. But see, here, Oklahoma had 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people catch balls.
Mm-hmm.
Texas had 6. And rushing. Kennedy Brooks 25 for 275, 8.7 yards per carry.
That's the Kennedy Brooks we know.
Yeah, and they could not take him down.
No,
Just
he
bouncing
broke
off
tackle
He
after
just
tackle.
bounced off.
Now, I will say this about Eric Gray, though. He was a shoelace away 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
from taking long ones.
I mean, he had 6 carries, 37 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. Jeremiah Hall 1 carry for 6 yards. I mean, Caleb Williams averaged 22 yards a carry,
Yep.
but
Great showing from Kennedy. I mean, he just refused to go down.
No, I will say this about, like you said, their receivers had only 6 people caught it, right?
yeah,
But because I will get this to Sark, he saw a mismatch and he went after that. Davis all
Yeah.
game long,
with
Oh,
Worthy,
all game
yeah.
long because he knew we couldn't guard him. Because Graham's other corner, I don't think they got a ball thrown towards him once.
I think you're right.
So he just went after that. I think he went left side all game long.
And that would
He just
be
picked on him.
DTY's spot, right?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
Woody Washington's spot.
Well, Woody's,
Woody,
yeah, Woody's,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just like they knew we're hurt there, and that's what LSU did to us too. They saw injury, and they picked at us the whole time at that thing, which that's what good coaches does. They see a weakness,
that's
and they
right.
go after it.
yeah.
Sark does kind of scare me a little bit. I think that might actually
You
find
know,
their coach.
He looks like the dude on Despicable Me a little bit.
Grew.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does look like him, but I mean, that guy can coach football though, because
he couldn't Saturday.
He couldn't hold the lead, which good.
He
good for us.
outcoached us in the first quarter for
Yeah.
sure.
The first 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But I do think Texas might actually finally have a decent coach because it's not like he's not Herman who's cocky, which I loved Herman as a Texas coach because he just is a guy I hated because he was so easy to hate, and this guy is just kind of. I'm a little worried about them actually having a decent coach for the first time in 10 years.
Right.
So, are we going to play Texas again this year, or are we going to have to play Oklahoma
I
State?
don't think
twice?
so.
I think we'll know this weekend. I think it'll be OSU. I don't think they'll lose again.
Yeah, if Texas wins, that's who we're going to play. I think it's out of those two teams,
Yeah.
honestly. Texas
Yeah.
or OSU. We'll see if OSU's for real.
Yeah. I just don't trust Spencer still. I don't think their offense is very good. I think Texas' offense is pretty legit. We'll see how good that defense
Well.
is too.
It's not going to be an easy choice for any team to stop Bijan Robinson.
Oh no, that guy is a freak.
He's a freak. So,
I'd rather not, of all the teams that's in Big 12, I'd rather not play Texas again because I think they're the most talented team we could play against. But then again, I still think we're a better team than them, as we
Yeah.
proved. That's the one team that-
we'll
here-
chop them down.
Here,
Yeah.
here's a what if. Okay, so let's say we play them again, and Caleb Williams plays all 4 quarters. Is it a completely different game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Better be.
they got that fluke touchdown. They're not going to get that again. They blocked a punt. That was lucky. So let's take 14 points off the board, and we kind of blow
Well,
them
I
out a
mean,
little bit.
we throw 2 incomplete passes to start the game. We go a 3 and out. That
We'll go 3 and a block punt.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean. It was a
Yeah,
block punt,
yeah.
but I mean, threw that pass to Stoops that was 14 yards. It seemed like it was 3 arm lengths away from him.
Oh, yeah.
Then another incomplete pass. I mean, I think Caleb comes in there and we answer the call.
Yeah, I think if we play them again, we'll beat them by 3
Yeah.
touchdowns.
You know, and everybody upset about, we hurt. We got. Yeah, you always want to get touchdowns, but you always want to chip away at the score.
Yeah.
And as long as our defense was holding them, and see, and that's the other thing I like. In my opinion, Gabe Burkett should be in New York this year. Yeah, that guy. Every time he kicks the ball, it's pretty much money.
Yeah,
It's
You
money.
know.
that
And
guy's really good.
He's good.
Can we talk about the 100-yard punt we had? How loud was that punt there? Because we could hear it on the screen. It sounded like it was like a pop.
I don't know.
when
I
he
don't
hit
know
it.
that I was like, hey, wow.
Oh
what
yeah,
was that?
it sounded
We
like
heard
a
on TV.
cannon
You
went off.
heard her loud. You just heard a loud pop, and then I was like, "Holy crap!" And
I
then
can tell you the Texas defender just stood there and watched it go. He didn't even try. He's like, hell with that. I can't get back there.
it was in the book. It was an 85
85,
yard
but
punt,
he kicked it 100 yards.
Kicked it 100 yards.
I mean, he kicked it from end zone to end zone, and it landed on like the 5, didn't it?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
landed
it
on
was,
It
5.
was way down there.
And then they hit on 5, and it slowed up too. It's not like he hit it and they went flying out of the end zone. Like it slowed up. If we actually people fast enough to run 100 yards because
in
Josh
90
got there.
degree heat.
So I got a funny story about that particular play because there were some Texas fans behind us, and I never turned around and looked at them or glared at them or anything like that. But anytime we ran a offensive play, oh my God, they're holding! Oh my God, there's holding everywhere! Oh my God, and just oh my God, so annoying. And I was just like, oh my God, please shut up. Right? I mean, so annoying. And then when he kicked that punt, all I heard was, wow. And I was like, that's right. That's right.
That punt, like I said, you can hear on TV. It's like
Yeah, it sounded like one of the guns went off in the stadium. Boom! And we were like, holy crap!
You would think that if we get punt block that we probably lost the special team battle, but I think with the strip and the kickoff, Gabe Burkich not being the best kicker in the country, and then 100-yard punt, and we actually had a passing grade on the special teams part, which is crazy to say. I have to get a punt block on the first possession of the game.
But I mean, I think you're going to see this offense become more productive without as many field goals as what we're seeing, but still the fact was, watching that second half again today, it wasn't a burst of scores to take over. We just dominated the second half.
We did.
And chipped away at it with a field goal, a touchdown, a field goal, a field goal, a touchdown, and just dominated them on defense.
And the field goals too, like we had like people open for touchdowns too. We just that was Caleb's experience. That like the one that he had Hazelwood open in the end zone, back corner, he just overthrew him a little bit. Like I think that's some of his just inexperience showing up towards that time. But I mean, but still, he got us down in a good position to score, and like we had hope in the red zone. I think, which has been different here this whole year, pretty much.
Well, let me ask you this: now that Caleb Williams is, I think we're pretty confident that he is at the helm now, right?
Yeah.
Do we ever hear Burkich's name again except on extra points?
I hope not. I mean,
Hope not.
We may not kick a field goal the rest of the year.
Yeah. Okay, here's another thing. What are your thoughts about Texas Twitter shutting down for 48 hours?
I know that a lot of people spend a whole lot of time watching it.
Wait, most teams at least tweet out the final score, but they didn't even tweet out the final score. They're just like, I guess we get embarrassed that bad on national TV saying we're back. OU who, like the all
Yeah, I mean, they were all Twitter, and then it was at like 2:38 on Saturday. They, game tied.
No, we tied it! Exclamation point! Like,
Yeah, we
got
tied
this.
it, and then silent.
Signing for a day and a half or something.
Yeah,
they,
I mean,
so yesterday they
late yesterday they
something.
finally posted one of their guys coming off the field with horns up, but I mean, it's like. I put a post out on Twitter, it was 1 day, 17 hours, and 27 minutes since their last tweet. And a Texas fan, there's Texas fans that follow both, put on it's like, this is embarrassing. They were like, say something. I mean, come out and go, hey, what a game, what a fight, whatever. But golly, it was just like, we don't want to talk. We don't want to talk. We're not going to say anything.
Buried their head in the sand.
Someone gave them the horns down, and they were sulking.
They were sulking. Oh, man.
It's always great to be Texas, though. It's always the best feeling, especially if you're at the game like Rob was. I can only imagine, especially after that game, how happy the OU fans were, and then how devastated the Texas fans were after that game.
How were they walking out?
I didn't see anything this year that I was like, that is just embarrassing or bad or anything. This one Texas guy we were in the line to get a corny dog, which was bad, but he's trying to scoot through the line and he goes, "Hey, at least y'all have to live in Oklahoma." It's like, really, that's the best you got right there? At least y'all have to live in Oklahoma. Okay. All right. I'll take that one.
Good one, buddy.
My corny dog. The daggum wiener was still frozen on the inside, and the batter was mushy, and the lines were forever.
Yeah.
So I wasn't about to try and get in the line again.
You didn't go to they didn't have a complaint line?
No, I just ate the popsicle hot dog and mushy.
Ugh. How could you choke that down?
I was
Never
hungry.
mind.
I was hungry. Don't you dirty pirate hooker, don't do it.
Ugh.
Were you tempted at all to do the Dallas Cowboy trip too? Because a lot of people would stay down there because the Cowboys are playing the Giants next day. Just to make a full weekend out of it. Was that ever cross your
Nah,
mind?
it wasn't. Because that game took it out of me.
I can only imagine.
I mean, the first quarter after Caleb came in, right? First quarter. I mean, I was pretty quiet for the first quarter, but after Caleb came in, man, my voice. I don't have a strong voice anyway. And
My throat was hurting.
my throat was
I don't know if
hurting.
you saw. I don't know if you fought my dad after the game. We have a little patio out there, and he's just passed out sleeping in the little lawn chair outside.
Well, you know me. After you can ask like Sooner Lisa, who's been over for games. She thinks it's weird that when a game's over, I take a nap. Okay, when I'm at home, I take a nap. Primarily, I have been consuming alcohol.
Because you're old.
Duh. Yeah. Yeah. But, we had a bunch of people over. Caleb's birthday. We took a group photo afterwards with the horns down and everything. And I sat down and, in the little swing chair we have out on the rally patio, crossed my arms.
Saw some logs.
Went to sleep. Next thing I know, we're watching a fight.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to take it not go crazy for you, Texas. Cause this is a long day because there's a lot of good games on.
That's what I was planning on doing the same thing.
Iowa versus Penn State was after us. And then you had to fight something. Somehow A&M somehow beat Alabama after looking terrible the last 2 weeks.
But I was planning on just drinking, like I said, about 5 or 6 beers for the game. I'll take a little nap. Gonna watch the night game. Eat some more chili. Watch the big fight. And I'm telling you, honestly, as great as it was to beat Texas, watching 2 7-foot, 300-pound men pound on each other for how many rounds did that go?
It went 11 rounds.
God.
Yeah, it went 11 rounds.
I'm gonna have to try and find and watch that.
It was
Christmas, Rob.
It's a slugfest.
How somebody didn't die in that fight?
While they're almost knocked him out in the 5th, and he was on skates. But
is that
besides
the English dude? Is he English?
The English guy is Fury. He's the one that
Fury.
won.
He's the
Tyson
Gypsy
Fury.
King.
Yeah, he's Gypsy King.
Okay.
And he got caught in the 4th or 5th, and he was on skates, and it was bad. And he got out of that one. And when he came back from that, he was mad, and he beat the crap out of Wilder after that. And Wilder pretty much the last round was just holding on to him, and then finally he just caught him, and he just out.
You know what, Caleb? I was meaning to tell you this. We were at a pub right next to. We stayed at the Hampton.
Yeah.
There was a pub right next door called the Londoner, and I didn't realize it, but it was pretty much an all-English bar.
That's awesome.
Like everybody was in there was from England or Wales or somewhere over there, and every TV was soccer. And I'm like, oh my God, this has got to be the most boring bar.
I'm not in hell, but I'm on the outside of it, right?
But they were all into it. Like they were all like, hey. And I'm like, what are y'all cheering about? This is soccer. So I was like, oh, I bet Caleb would like this. Caleb and Eli.
I don't hate soccer. Soccer can be entertaining if you have to know what to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
But they have
Soccer
good
can be
burgers,
entertaining when they do. They have burgers there
Oh yeah.
at a London bar.
Oh, they did have fish and chips. I didn't try them, but yeah, it was good burger too. Me and Scotty walked over because I
How's
was on
Scotty
the bike.
doing, by the way? Did he
Scotty
enjoy-
Ubered, so we didn't have a vehicle. Because he wouldn't hop on the back of the bike.
Really? He wouldn't.
No.
He wouldn't be your little bee.
No, It seems
You
awfully.
did you wear the shirt?
No, I did not. No. If you can see this,
Yeah. She fell off.
yeah. Scotty wouldn't ride on there. I told him I'd take him back to the airport, and because he had to Uber in and
Yeah.
Uber out. And
Did
he's
he
like,
look at you?
He's like, no thanks, man. Can't say as I blame him. I wouldn't have done it either, but I would have been a bad friend if I hadn't at least offered it.
Yeah. But did he enjoy himself? Did
Oh yeah,
Scotty?
his first OU Texas game. It was epic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Y'all
yeah,
didn't get arrested.
No. He's a cop, so he would just.
Oh, I know. But
I think they have this gang sign the cops do. And
Oh,
he
do
just
they?
like, phew, No, we didn't. No, we were cool. No.
did he have his LA badge with him?
No, I don't. If he did, I didn't see it.
No.
But you remember the one podcast we told him he's got to bring an extra badge for me, and we'll
Yeah.
just go around pistol whipping folks. He didn't even listen to it, so he's probably not listening to this one
Sorry,
now.
not listening.
So I was like, oh, okay, thanks,
Well, thanks for
pal.
yeah, but well, you know what? Oklahoma has another game this week.
Yes, we do.
You wouldn't think it with all the commotion going on in Oklahoma right now. And that's another thing. We can talk about this. We'll talk about TCU. But, came in, I let Toby know, and I put a tweet out today. Toby Rowland has the patience of Job.
Oh yeah, for sure he does.
Because I listened to his show this morning, and I wanted to throw the radio out the window. Because I'm sorry, if you guys don't listen to K-Rep or whatever it's called now, they have some of the best talk shows. Toby in the
all of
morning, all of them are great. And you could hear it in Toby's voice and his mannerisms. Is he was getting very frustrated.
If there was a button to reach through the radio and slap somebody, I'm pretty sure he'd have been pounding on it.
Yeah, because, I mean, is there any making Oklahoma fans happy this year? You know, we were unhappy with the way our offense was playing, but we're undefeated. But, yeah, we're not And now, you know, we've replaced the quarterback. We're seeing this new. And now, why are fans attacking Spencer Rattler?
I don't know.
He didn't, go out and rape anybody, didn't shoot anybody, hasn't robbed anybody. He hasn't performed as well as what as most people expected. Why are people tearing him apart, Caleb? What do you think?
I think people are just will never be happy. I mean, apparently after Bama lost, people were calling for Saban's job. So I mean,
Oh my God.
so I mean, there's always this fan base. There's always that certain fan base that doesn't matter what happens, it's not good enough.
Did you heard Herb Street Saturday say that Oklahoma didn't say they were the worst fan base. He said, but they are the most critical fan base of their team that you'll ever meet. Didn't he say it was something to that effect?
So, I mean, like a lot of people are saying about OU, just like we're kind of just like we're good fans, but we're spoiled, but like we haven't won like other teams have,
and we're so critical of our team. But and I see that because I mean some of the calls to Toby's show today were literally hard to listen to.
Yeah.
I told Toby tonight when I saw him, I was like, I almost turned it off. He goes, I did too. But it was just, I mean, attacking Spencer, and even attacking Caleb and saying things that you don't know 2 cents about what you're talking about. Like the guys sitting up in the stands, Bill was talking about. He was sitting next to a guy, doing the same thing that your guy was, yelling at,
Armchair coaching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably didn't even play in high school.
Yeah.
Has no clue what a cover 2 defense is.
Yeah.
Or that you can run it out of any set you want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cover 2. And he's telling me like 3 times, like he's, and I ignored him all 3 times. Yeah. Like, listen, go over there.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's almost, I don't know. I mean, it's dumbfounding to me that this fan base can be like that when I know so many people in it and love so many people in it that are just great people. And you just sit here and go, why are you attacking a kid that got pulled?
You got what you wanted.
You got what you wanted. Now shut up.
Right.
Leave
him alone.
Yeah.
It's already got to be hard enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, all the stories about him leaving the field and running off and hiding and doing all. How would you know that?
Or how would you feel if you were in there?
What would you do? I guarantee you, if I'm the number 1 quarterback in the country coming out of high school, and I'm in the biggest spotlight game of the day, okay, everybody is watching it. College game day is there, and I got pulled.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go sit on the end of the bench and not want anybody to talk to me.
I know, by the way, he was the Heisman favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, I would support my team, but I'd also be over there being like, crap.
Right.
I mean, I remember, when I thought, in Little League that I should be playing in a different position, and I'd get mad about that. I wanted to play catcher, but they put me in the outfield. I don't want to play outfield, so I'm not going to play good, or
That's something too. Spencer credit. He came out, if he was really sulking and be mad, they brought him in there for 2-point play. He could have just threw that play.
Yeah, and even Lincoln said that.
He could have just thrown it and not even cared at all if he was really that mad, which some fans or anyone would have probably done that, but that petty, like, nope, bring your golden boy out here.
It's a good thing he did throw that and it was caught for the conversion, because had it not been.
Oh, my goodness.
Terry, oh, my.
Was there booing when they brought him back out there by the OU fans, or was that just because I couldn't tell on the game? The game.
So.
Because they were saying it's a mixed reaction with him coming out there, so I wasn't sure if there was like
they booed Lincoln Riley when he kicked that field goal instead of going.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yes,
but anyway,
like I said Bama fans want Saban fired, so it could be worse. The guy's won, 5 national championships in the last 10 years?
Yeah, who would you replace him with? I mean,
I think
Jimbo Fisher?
The guy you replaced him with Dabo. How's he doing this year?
I think God is pretty busy. So
Well, wow.
that's
I mean, you talk about if you want to call our fans bad,
Yeah.
those guys that are calling for Saban's head, they're stupid.
yeah. Well, we got Gary Patterson,
Lincoln's
and,
best friend.
TCU Horned Frogs coming in. Let's see, they beat Dos Equis the first game of the season.
They drank Dos Equis?
Well, I don't think it's Dos Equis. DeQuince.
Duquesne.
DeQuesne?
Yeah.
Is that a place?
Yep. It's a college. It's not really a place. Or it might
What's-
be a place. I don't know.
What's their mascot?
The Blue Dragons. Yeah, I just totally guessed.
Dukes.
The Devils.
No, it's the whatever.
Duquesne Dukes.
Yeah.
Where Dukes anyways?
Well, they're a form of royalty. They govern some land outside of Westchestershire, or something like that.
Okay, now I lost my place online here.
I know they played SMU. They lost to SMU.
Yeah, they
It's not like put up your Dukes, right? That's a totally different Duke.
they beat Duquesne and Cal, lost to SMU 42-34, lost to Texas 32-27, beat Texas Tech this past weekend 52-31. So they played. I watched a lot of that Texas game. They played Texas pretty tough. So this isn't going to be no walk in the park.
Yeah, they can score.
Is all the hoopla with this game, is it going to be hurting us this weekend?
I think it's why we have the game at 6:30. Honestly, because we're on ABC at 6:30. I think this is going to be the main story of the day. Like, who's the starting quarterback going to be, and to watch Caleb Williams debut. Like, I think that's why. If it wasn't for this, we'd probably be playing 11 o'clock again. For some reason, I think this hoopla is might help us if we give us a night game. Honestly,
Yeah, but I mean, is our team psyche, is everything going on about the big game? All the talk about Caleb. Lincoln says they're focused. That game was over at 8 a.m. on Monday.
Judging from their actions from this last Saturday, I expect them to be just as pumped up to have Caleb out there as they were when he came in. That game.
Well, I think Lincoln's probably pretty good at getting them to say, okay, hey, that was a great game. Because you heard him in the locker room. If you watched his locker room speak, great game, enjoy it. But guess what? Tomorrow, it's TCU.
Yeah.
So
I think we've only lost one game coming out of Texas game on Lincoln. I think like K-State games, the only game we lost coming out of Texas, I think. Maybe. I think we might be undefeated with Lincoln and come out of Texas. I think he's pretty good at getting us focused. Because especially, we know that's not our main goal, like he said, is to beat Texas. Like, that's just it's awesome, but that's not what our goal is every year. That's their goal because they don't win anything anymore.
right.
But our goal is much bigger than that.
And Teddy and Gabe said it tonight a couple of times. Right now in the Big 12, everybody's biggest game is Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is giving Oklahoma their best. Oklahoma's getting the best of everybody. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are. People are playing Oklahoma better than they played.
And I think it's twofold. I think it's because we're Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
And we've won 6 back to back. It was at 6.
Yeah.
Back anyway. That's one reason. But number 2 is, hey, you're abandoning us here in the Big 12,
That's true too, yeah.
and we're going to
Yeah.
send you out of here with an L.
Yeah.
It could be the last time we play any of these teams ever again. So I mean, they're getting hyped up to play us.
Yep. And I got to report this while I'm thinking about it. There was no, and I repeat, zero, none SEC chanting in the Cotton Bowl this weekend.
And I don't think you'll ever hear that from other big news,
I
Oklahoma.
mean, it'd be pretty fun if we win the Big 12 championship and the OU fans start chanting SEC. That'd be kind of funny if like we're about to win the Big 12 again and start chanting SEC.
I don't know. I would just feel so dirty doing that, Caleb. You know,
yeah, it'd be
be like kissing your cousin.
Yeah.
which I will not admit if I have or have not.
Depends on how what wasn't it first, second, third, fourth cousin,
And does she look like Heather Locklear or not? Right? For you youngsters, she was pretty hot.
yeah,
She had a high fastball.
high fastball. Yeah. Oklahoma got the number 5 recruit
Oh yeah,
today,
Defensive lineman.
defense
Yeah.
line, DN.
Gabriel Brownlow Dindy.
Does he give his physical attributes?
6'3", 280 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
out of Lakeland, Florida.
Watch some clips of him, and he does not look like he runs like a 6 foot. He looks like he runs like a linebacker.
Yeah, he's
playing
a-
DN.
Defensive end, and he looks like he's 35 years old.
Yep.
Oh.
It's always nice to have that too.
Yeah.
I was asking my dad. Like, I think this might be the biggest recruit we had since Tommy Harris. Defense. I know McCoy was pretty big, but I don't think he was top five in the country defensive player.
Turned out to be, though, didn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do we have an off week this year? We don't. Do
We
We
have
do,
one.
we do.
I think right before Iowa State, I believe. It's like in November.
Yeah.
No.
We have one in November.
It's
Okay, we
between.
Okay, it's between Texas Tech and Baylor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the week after Halloween, pretty much.
Yeah, because we got TCU, Kansas.
Well, we got a bye week next week. All right. We got Kansas.
So we're home, right, with TCU.
Home
Then we're
away.
away
at
at
Kansas.
Kansas. And then we're
Tech.
off.
No, Tech.
And then
Texas
we play
Tech.
Tech, and then
So-
we're off.
I'm thinking this is perfect timing for Caleb to take over because he can get in the groove. Because these next 3 teams, like TCU's decent, but I don't think they're that good. Kansas is Kansas, and then Texas Tech might be the second worst team in the conference. So that's 3 games we can get Caleb right, get him on the offense better, get him confident
Baylor
down the stretch. Because Baylor's good, Iowa State's good, and OSU's good. And then we get Caleb ready for those big games. So it's like, honestly, it's perfect timing for this to happen. The QB change to happen because it's 3 games for him to get warmed up. And
How horrible would it be to have to go to Kansas and play a football game?
it's a home game for us because we have more fans there than they do. It's always fun.
Yeah, but it's still, it's like
Grab our-
almost like this is a waste of time.
Grab our nuts there, stuff, do stuff like that.
Yeah, but Patterson will have the Horned Frogs
No, he never does.
ready. You don't think so?
Lincoln always kills them. This is the one coach Lincoln does not like, I don't think, because Lincoln normally takes it easy on coaches. Lincoln enjoys running up on Patterson because what happened? It's proven this last year with the transfer thing with who's the quarterback transfer there this offseason that they got in a fight about. That from OU transferred to TCU and Lincoln trying to block it.
Oh, yeah.
I just know Lincoln and Patterson do not like each other because Patterson kind of takes shots at Lincoln, and Lincoln that's one team.
Well,
that
was
he
it
runs up.
Mordecai that tried to go to TCU?
Was it Mordecai? It was a freshman that we lost, and he just transferred and we blocked it, but he got cleared to play. But this is the one team Lincoln always kind of blows out. I think
Chandler Morris.
Yep, Morris.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Woo, pulled it right out of the air.
Good job, Rob.
The only time I think we haven't blown out TCU since Lincoln's been coached is when Baker got a concussion, which we're about to blow them out, and that's the only time they almost beat us. But every time I play TCU, we kind of just destroy them. I mean, last year Spencer had that game that he just threw deep balls to Mims all game, and they had like 300 yards in the first half.
Well, their defense is definitely not up to what it normally is, so we should be able to cut them up pretty good. And if we can get to Duggan, they're in trouble.
Their offensive line I don't think is very good. They have a good running game, but I think after this weekend, we probably saw the best running back in the country, and we held them to
Yeah.
I think our run defense isn't that bad. So I'm very confident that for the first time all year long, they're actually going to blow a team out, which is kind of crazy. First time since Tulane, I felt like, we're going to blow a team out for the first time because I feel like we actually have an OU offense again. And I think our defense is going to feed off of that too, to actually have confidence that we can score on people and actually like they can't hold on to the ball the whole time because we can score in a hurry and they can't just hold on to the ball.
I'm going to have to keep picking us to lose so that we can.
I still haven't cut my hair this season, so
I couldn't tell that it's grown.
I know I can't either. Well, I can't. Actually, Teresa said I look younger with my hair.
But that kind of makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
And you want that because.
I didn't think I
Was
You
that
want
thing-
somebody to
was that
ID
thing
you when you buy beer?
I mean, I still got the big giant bald spot, which we got to talk about that tattoo. The tattoo. Rob's looking over his
I'm like,
shoulder.
what are you talking about? He ain't got no tattoo.
But, what the heck is this? Somebody.
So you don't feel confident we're going to blow them out, Rob? You don't think we are?
TCU?
Yeah.
No, I think if Caleb comes in, I think we start playing like a more complete team. That may be just what we needed for everybody to gel.
Yep. Everyone get pumped up.
Because you know what? Right now we're still playing like a team that's just rusty as heck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we played timid because our quarterback has been kind of timid a little
This
bit.
may have been the tipper.
Yeah.
And if it was, look out. We could start playing like the team that we were billed to be.
Because I've been kind of down. Because you ask me every time we go to the games, like, you think we're going to win? And I was like, what game was it? The West Virginia game? I was like, I think we're going to lose this game. Honestly.
Yeah.
You do? I was like, yeah. I just don't. There's something about this team doesn't feel right. And the first time all year long, this team feels like the team I've been hoping to watch.
Feel like we hit that groove.
Yeah, I feel like we finally found like, okay, this is a team that we were hyped up to be. Like, all right, this is it. Like, this is the team that I was like ready to be like, all right, we're gonna win it all this year. Like, we still have a long way to go, but as the first time I felt this way since Tulane, pretty much.
Well, right. Think about it this way: with Caleb in there, who's not afraid to throw the long ball and can throw it accurately.
Yeah.
That opens up a whole nother channel for the offense. Plus, now they got to worry about him running.
Yep.
Because he obviously proved that he's quick and he will run it.
Oh yeah.
So that opens up two different avenues that was previously not there for our
And
offense.
we also got a scholarship running back too with
Marcus Major.
Marcus Major. So we actually can run get the ball to the running backs more and more often now.
Oh, okay. You think that's gonna?
Well, apparently we can say he's been practicing all year, and now he's got
to get reps.
He's been running scout team, number one scout team offense against number one defense. So he's been going against the defense all year long, and we can say all he just needs is gameplay. Like, he's ready to go.
Does he supplant anybody? Take carries away from anybody?
I think he just makes sure that we won't be scared to get the ball to Kennedy and
Okay.
and
And the other thing, that somebody I was listening, he's apparently put on a lot of weight this year.
Yeah.
He's bigger and stronger than.
Well, he was kind of a little bowling ball.
yeah, he
wasn't
was, that last Florida game, he was just like bullying people pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just another guy that we don't have to be worried about. Oh crap! If Kenny gets hurt, like we have to worry about walk on pretty much. We can actually do more plays for our running backs now. I think, which is they're maybe our two best players, like one best offensive players on the team, both of them. So I think it's just huge to have someone out there that we can trust that they're high on.
I agree. I hope we can just keep on getting better.
And then here pretty soon we'll get Woody back. We'll get Terry Yell back. We'll get our best D lineman in Redmond, because when he's out there, he just causes pressure and mayhem.
I mean, just think if that defensive line was missing their best, rush end.
Yeah.
So get him back. We could be pretty deadly.
Our best corner and our best safety. Like,
I mean, there's no doubt we got to play better.
and then we
though.
also have Theo too. We have Theo, our second best receiver. Like, we still have people on the sidelines coming back who are going to be back, which is could be hitting our stride like we always do. This is when Lincoln starts figuring stuff out, and this is when we hit our stride. Normally we have a loss by this time. This is the first time, I don't know, since he's been there, we don't have a loss at this time.
Caleb, are you saying we're going undefeated?
No, we were.
I want to say it's the first time all year I felt like happy about this team.
2019, we were 8-0, I believe.
Then we lost to Kansas State.
Kansas
But
State.
hey, we got the Kansas State out of the way though, so there you go. Got that team that has our number. We got them out of the way.
Well, Iowa State has had our number in the past. Oklahoma State, I don't care how good they are. They're not beating us.
That's probably my buddy Matt. Like, I don't care how good they are, just until they actually beat us, like, it's not going to happen pretty much.
I mean, we are playing at the
The wrong facing stadium,
I
east to west.
was going to say the barnyard.
The barnyard, yeah.
The paddle place.
Where reindeer are scared.
We are playing there this year, and but
Is this the last time we play?
That could be
Oklahoma State?
the only thing scary about that is that if it is the last time we play there, that place could be crazy. So I don't think they will let OU fans inside the building.
All
It's the last
20,000 of them.
All 20,000 of them. I think when we beat them, that our team should go over and rip down their national championship banner.
Or just go and stand in front of it and point and laugh.
Oh, well, anything else we want to talk about, guys?
How do you feel about
that's
the
it.
game? Dad? Me and Rob can't put how we felt. How do you feel about the game this weekend?
I think we're going to see Caleb Williams start the game and our offense perform like it did in the Texas game. I think he's that spark that we needed.
He's not
Fantastic.
special. There's something with that kid. To
Right.
come in, not play for 2 years, and come in the biggest game of the year, down 18 points, and to be that confident and that cocky.
And look like he's been playing all year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I look like the best player in the country, which he might be best player, which is kind of crazy to say, but But it's just crazy for him to
Hey,
be that
you
confident.
know what's not going to happen this year? We're not going to have somebody win the Heisman.
That's not true.
So
That's not true. He could.
that
Who-
means we got a chance for a national.
Who is the
There's
title.
no
Heisman-
really front runner
Who is
right
the Heisman front
now.
runner now, Dad? Like, who would you say is the front runner of the Heisman right now?
I said Gabe Burkett. I mean,
So we got someone in the Heisman then.
Who would I say? I mean,
I-
that is a legitimate question.
no.
I would think. I mean, because I've been Bama guy, but they lost. Georgia's defense is amazing. Their offense is very good. Like, I mean, I don't really think there's anyone really out there. I mean, I honestly, BJ for Texas, that guy is amazing. But like, they have to win for him to actually win the award.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ohio
I don't
State's
know
guys
that
been better, but they've lost. I mean, I don't know. Like, if Caleb comes in and goes on tear, like we hope and maybe hope he's going to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
That'd be
Having set
hilarious,
out
though.
the whole first half of the season, I don't know.
That'd be hilarious though that we had the Heisman front runner, then a whole different quarterback wins the award after him being. the
Oh
front-
my God, that would be freaking hilarious. Wouldn't it?
We benched the Heisman front runner for the Heisman winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how good Lincoln is at recruiting quarterbacks. That we can do that one season.
That's crazy.
But honestly, I have no idea who the front runner is right now. But that's what
don't
I'd say.
either.
It's not out of the possibility if Caleb comes out there and just dominates like he showed he could. I guess already.
I just saw a deal. What's trending right now? Warren Sapp. I haven't heard Warren Sapp name since he
Well,
got.
John Gruden just got fired.
Yeah.
And a lot of players are coming out, and I don't think anyone supported him so far. A lot of people are coming out and saying how they don't like him.
Former Buccaneers defensive tackle Warren Sapp's past legal troubles are being discussed following the franchise's announcement that the former head coach
Oh.
John Gruden will be removed from the Buccaneers Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
Wow.
Because his name up Ring of Honor, but they haven't took a Saps down, who's back arrested for multiple things. So.
Yeah, for I think like rape and.
I don't think it's anything like that, but
No, I think it was. But anyway, Rob, you got anything else?
I'm good.
you happy about your Cowboys?
You know, it's the Cowboys. They'll figure out a way to, lose.
You're not gonna start believing until when? When we start believing?
I'm not going to watch until they get into the Super Bowl. So I might be dead first.
They're pretty. You got a pretty good team this year. I'll say that much.
I
I'm
love-
not a big Cowboys guy, but that offense is
Yeah.
pretty scary, and they might have the best defensive player in the league too.
Yeah.
Diggs. So I mean,
Diggs is really good.
I love Twitter sometimes. There's a guy posted a picture of Bijan Robinson, who stiff-armed
Davis.
Davis.
Yeah,
He's got a mean stiff arm.
that's
Yeah,
the problem.
so-
Was not, he just
But,
taps him
no,
and they go
it
falling
go-
down.
This guy puts it out there. It has been brought to my attention that this photo of Robinson exists, and oh my God, it's a poster. Shout out to Brockmeyer Photo of the Daily Texting Crew and Sooner fan Mark a Duck.
Mark the Duck.
That's his, Mark a Duck replies to it. Imagine making this beauty and then getting chased down and tackled by a defensive lineman, because that's what
That's
happened.
what happened. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
That run was like they say he wears number 5 for Reggie Bush. That was Reggie Bush X. That was a crazy run he had there.
Yeah.
That guy's only a true sophomore, so we got another year of that guy. So that's cool. But I mean, and we also turned him down too. Apparently, he wanted to come to OU, and
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah, he wanted. We're high on his list, and we did not return the favor as high as he wanted. pretty
That's
much.
too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
here-
though.
Here, I
Good.
mean, OU Daily. Here's that deal that Caleb was talking about. Caleb Williams, think majority of his stats with first team. Spencer Rattler still committed to Sooners, father says. The Daily watched the offensive practice regiment from a public building near the
Parking garage.
parking garage
Binoculars on it though.
with no athletic employees discouraging observation.
Because they didn't know you guys were up there.
The Daily does not observe practice regularly, but it did so Tuesday under heightened interest given the situation. This is hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Nobody's getting back in that garage.
That's why I said no one's that they're probably banned from reporting on OU.
Williams outsnapped Rattler 15-7 in the pre-stretching portion of practice. He was later seen primarily scrimmaging with starters receiver Jaden Hazelwood, Marvin Mims, Mike Woods, while Rattler threw to backups Trevon West, Brian Darby, Jalil Farouk, among others.
So walk-ons was throwing.
Amid
the ball, too.
rumors that Rattler was absent from practice on Monday, his father, Mike Rattler, informed the Daily he had been feeling ill and that his absence was cleared by Coach Riley after they met Monday morning. For right now, he is focused on working for this team, and we'll see what happens after January 10th, Mike Rattler said. Hopefully, he'll be playing in the national championship on January 10th. And then after that, we'll evaluate where he is as far as any teams interested in him in the NFL. We'll consider that. If we think, hey, you know what, we may ought to do another year or something at Oklahoma or wherever, we're leaving our options open, whereas that is concerned. But for the most part, right now, we don't even talk about it because he's got a task at hand to deal with.
That's good to hear. At least I said that he's going to stay.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's one play away from being back in there. So I mean, especially the way Caleb plays too. He's a running quarterback, so you never know what happens. So we still need him on the team. So
Yeah. I'm looking here. I was just looking to see if there's anything on that question that was asked.
or that girl that asked.
Yeah,
the
from
student
OU
asked Lincoln pretty much that Spencer.
Yeah.
It's a jerk pretty much in the conference, which was crazy here.
Well, guys, that's a podcast. Caleb, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I thought after the greatest chemical OU history, I might as well make one myself. So
He just compared himself to the entire Oklahoma Sooners football team.
I seen that. Yeah.
That's the podcast, everybody. Boom, Rob.
Sooner Terry.